Hello, everyone. It's me again. Yes. Slept actually okay last night. Yes, not great, but okay. Uh, I can't not say anything. It's just not my nature. True Mother, a little update on True Mother. Her pre-trial has been postponed. I don't know. What are they waiting for? An old lady, 83, 82, 83 years old, depending on what calendar you want to look at. What are you waiting for? That she gets sick enough that, yeah, you can carry her out in a coffin? Okay, just saying. I know, we're so peaceful, this and that, and hey, you know what happens will happen. Can I mention it? Is that okay? Can I do that? Is that okay? What baffles me again in this whole situation, why are they postponing her pre-trial? With all the stuff that's going on out there. Why? Because they don't have anything. They haven't. It's like the prosecutors come and say, we need a few more days. We haven't really, we haven't really been able to find anything. But we need to because, how long have we kept her in detention already? Plus that other pastor as well. Which brings me to something else that I saw. Couple of things. Suddenly I'm getting all these, and I have in the past every so often, getting all these math problem posts. And I look at them, and they're all things that you can do in your head. It's not a big deal. And okay, as far as I know, the hierarchy, the power of the symbols, plus, minus, division, multiplication, uh, uh, the apprentices, the root symbol, this and that, it hasn't changed. And plus and minus is where? Always at the bottom. Yes. So you got to do the other ones first, this and that. And people have come up with all kinds of ways to just ignore that. And that's fine. You want to do math however you want to. That's fine in virtual reality. Yet, if you want to build something, if it comes down to your finances, when it comes down to distances, and then in physics and chemistry and all, where a lot of these symbols are very important to figure out measurements of all kinds of different things, to have them exactly in the amount that you need them to, number one, not to create an explosion. Okay. You can't do that in reality. Those symbols are still stand. That math has been established. And okay, is it all right? Well, what does it matter? It has become a substantial part. It's the foundation of solving equations. There was this one that came up, and they showed a new way on how you can do multiplication. Odd thing is that 5 times 5 suddenly is 26 rather than 25. Well, I don't know if the person just didn't want to redo it and admit to the fault and all that, and comes up with a 6 instead of a 5 at the end. Well, the thing is in a regular way of doing multiplication, which, by the way, I went along and see who's faster. I was still faster with the just long version per se, because you stack the numbers on the bottom. Then that one with scratching out things and writing it down, and then right, which is like, wow, okay, I guess you got a good memory, because in the way that I'm doing it, it's just a step by step logical. Yes. And in that longer one, that I do, though the 5 times 5 was 25 and not 26, the answer still was the same as the other one with the 6 at the end. I'm going, this is some kind of weird trick thing. What am I supposed to figure out here? Are they trying to figure out if people are that dumb out there? Or there's still some smart ones actually who go, I don't know, but however you're doing it, both of your answers are wrong. Anyway, then okay, so it keeps on going with I don't know what. I, really? We have what now out there? We have a community out there who wants to divide us on how you actually do math, on how math is established, and math isn't something. Math is something that is facts. You can't get two different answers for one particular math problem. You cannot. That's not a possibility. 1 plus 1 will never be 3. It's not possible. Just saying. Yes? So that's a weird one to me on how, as I said, and there were a lot of them suddenly on my feet this morning. I'm going, what is this? What is this? Are people that bored out there? Okay, just say. There was another one though, a little bit more serious, I think. Than okay, is the other one the math thing with not serious? Oh my gosh, I'm having a hot flash. My hand is so hot right now. Doing a lot better. I use this. Not saying hey, if you have any problems with your hands, is it arthritis or it comes from your carpal tunnel or whatever? This is an amazing thing. Yes, you just put it in. Wrap it around. I can use this on both sides, on both my arms, and keep that on overnight. Yes, it kind of stabilizes the movement of your wrist when you're sleeping, so the whatever's going on in your hand has some time to do what? Yes, okay, recuperate. Yeah, You know when you get something in your eye, the eye problems, unless you know someone sticks something in it. Okay. They heal really fast due to the nature on how that works, right, in an eye. And if you keep it just closed, right, you got something in, you have a little injury, you just keep it closed for a number of hours, this and that, it heals up really fast, yes? Okay, well, I experienced that as well. And I went with it, and it does work. So, I have this one and this one, because I only have one of these, right, which also is great for my, this is my actual, I'm a left-handed person, and I'll put this on at night, and then no matter how because I seem to be liking to sleep like this or like that, I like to have my arm up somehow, and bending that all night long, this would have it go to sleep. I wear this, it doesn't happen. You wear it long enough, doesn't happen at all anymore. Okay, yes, okay, yeah, it's something that you got to remember to do. It's not just a pill. Well, anyway. So, but I'm really hot right now, so I'm going to take them both off. Whew. That's kind of how I try to see, okay, what works. And the swelling in this one is particular, right? It was all up in here. This thumb, I can't really bend anymore. I think, I don't know, maybe it's healing up. It's that the locking thing and this, it's just too painful, and so I just kind of taught myself to just keep it straight. And I have this, which when I do certain things, I stick this on here like this, and I can't bend it at all. And it really works when I have to do things where my thumb might have to bend, and then again. So for quite a few weeks now, I've tried to train to not use my thumb or this part here to bend, and it's actually gotten better. It's much less painful. Okay, I'm just saying. I made this myself. All right. That's kind of how I try to do things. Yes, with my aches and pains, this and that. Yes. Advanced youth arthritis is very painful. It just progresses. It is what it is, right? Yet, I always find some things to make it more bearable. So, there is that. Another one where, with the math one more time. So they say, oh, don't use a calculator, right? So I figured it out. I'm going, well, now I want to know what the calculator says. The calculator always seems to be on my side. Okay, calculators now are what? AIs. Yes? Okay. So I went in on one of them and said, well, the AI said that's the answer. People actually have come back. Now, people who have the wrong answer have actually come back and said, well, AI, so what makes you think that the AI is right? Okay. Again, AIs are programmed by whom? Maybe Einstein? Just saying. It is really amazing to me on how people are so willing to believe any lies out there, or seem to be okay being duped, and then want to make sure that while they're being duped, but to find excuses on why, no, I wasn't duped, that's actually right. But then when you tell the truth to people, they don't want to hear that. They don't believe that. Why is that? You know, anytime I watch anything, and a person suddenly who's a good person, honest person, has good guidance on their side with other people who are also good people, gets pulled into the lies and deception of a person they already know is a criminal, is not trustworthy, has done a lot of wrong things, and yet, for some reason, these exact people are able to get in other people's head, then have them question things and this and that about the good people. Isn't that something? That's an odd one. And it happens in real life as well. Okay, that's not just in movies and dramas and stuff like that. Yes? Yeah. Why would you believe a person like that over someone that has done you nothing but good? Then there's a third one I want to mention, which a friend of mine, old friend of mine, put out there, which, boy, it sure is evil. Must take some evil to remove seeds from fruits and vegetables so that we can't grow them anymore. Yes, I absolutely agree. I've warned many gardeners out there who just don't know, or they're just starting out. Beware when you buy hybrids. Do not grow heirlooms next to your hybrids. If it's of the same plant, sometimes that doesn't even matter. Because the hybrids, while they are growing, will automatically sterilize your heirlooms that you may have had for many, many, many years, over many generations, save the seeds. Yes, suddenly they're no good anymore, or grow very little. That's a very sad thing, isn't it? Yeah. I'm very careful with my heirlooms, yes, because I know that. And when people just bring whatever plants, this and that, oh, here, look, do you know it's a hybrid or an heirloom? If they don't know, I put the hybrid some way far away from my heirlooms and see, what it does, whatever, yeah. But I'm not taking any chances. I think it's a recipe for disaster on what the people, the scientists have done out there with our produce. Because think, what if suddenly you can't grow, anyone can't grow any more of their own food, because the plant will grow. A hybrid plant, after it has produced, and there are some seeds, there is usually a tenth of the amount of seeds, if at all, in a hybrid fruit or vegetable. You can plant that, but it will grow, but it will not produce. If it does produce, and it has some seeds in it again, then you can actually strengthen that plant over time back into an heirloom. Yes, but it takes many years to do that. Where then suddenly the plant has rejuvenated. It's called the Urcode, which Remo, a cousin of mine, gave me a book on the Urcode, and it was very interesting to read. on how everything has an origin, a point of origin, and that point of origin never diminishes. One can or anything can go from that point of origin into many different directions and loses its strength, but the point of origin always stays the same. Isn't that interesting? So even with plants, this and that, they have a point of origin. What's the point of origin of anything in the principles of creation, including us human beings? That's right. It's God. And hence, there is always a point to go back to restore. There is a point of origin that is pure, that is right. And no matter what happened down the line, the snap one can go back to that and start to restore it. So with plants, the same thing. Yet, again, takes many years to rejuvenate the ur code or make it the prominent, the dominant, predominant thing in a plant once it has become a hybrid. Yes? Yeah. So beware of that so that you're not losing all those amazing heirloom seeds that have been handed down to you for generations and generations. And then suddenly, well, I don't know what happened. Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. It probably came across a hybrid who destroyed the strength of the plant. Didn't destroy the plant, the strength of the plant. Now you have to fix that again. Yes. So, also, if people are not more aware of that and just stop buying hybrid plants, that would be it, and only get heirlooms. If people didn't want it, it wouldn't exist, right? Yes. If the heirlooms start to become the weaker and weaker and weaker part in the garden, then you're going to suddenly be dependent on the seeds, this and that you are given for annual growth. Yes? Well, what if something happens to those seeds? What if suddenly they're somehow cut off from producing as well? Just saying. I know a lot of people save money, eat really well by growing their own food. Yes, a lot of people are still doing that in this country. I know that. If that suddenly all falls away, you become so dependent on what? On something that's really important in our life, and that's sustenance. Yes. Okay, there's a lot of stuff out in the wild. Anyway, just saying. I'll say if anything happens to the crops that they're having right now that makes up a big staple of the food in the United States, for example, if anything happens to those crops, we could be looking at a shortage of food. Why do that? And who came up with this idea? Who didn't think past their own nose? Why do we have these crazy scientists out there that have so much power over something so important? I'm just wondering. That's it. Why are there so many crazy people out there who consider themselves mathematicians? Yet they're nuts. Because good luck, obviously, all they're doing is just doing the virtual math. They're not ever doing anything in real life and apply math in real life. Otherwise they would know. Or maybe, again, whatever they're doing brings in the views and the money and the this and that, and they don't care. Then I have to say, how stupid are we? Okay, let's get going here. Done enough talking on that. All right, so we are in the book of Isaiah 18, against Cush. Disaster, land of the wearing locust beyond the rivers of Cush, who send ambassadors by sea in little red boats across the waters. Go, swift messengers, to a nation tall and bronze, to a people feared far and near, a mighty and masterful nation whose country is crisscrossed with rivers. All you who inhabit the world, you who people the earth, when the signal is hoisted on the mountains, you will see. When the ram's horn is sounded, you will hear. Man, that sounds like gibberish to me, just about like that math stuff. For this is what Yahweh has told me. I shall sit here quietly looking down, like the burning heat in the daytime, like a dewy mist in the heat of harvest. For before the harvest, once the flowering is over and blossom turns into ripening grape, the branches will be cut off with pruning knives and the shoots taken off, cut away. Okay, that's normal. Okay, I'm sorry. That's a normal thing that you have to do with a grapevine, then to produce really well again the next year, right? Yes? So, again, someone that doesn't know anything about grapes, okay, but uses it as, oh, you're going to be and uses it for what exactly? For a false narrative. Just saying. All has been abandoned to the mountain birds of prey and the wild animals. The birds of prey will summer on them, and all the wild animals winter on them. Then an offering will be brought to Yahweh Sabaoth on behalf of a people tall and bronzed, on behalf of a people feared for far and near, on behalf of a mighty and masterful nation whose country is crisscrossed with rivers, to the place where the name of Yahweh Sabaoth resides, Mount Zion. Okay, whatever. That's the end. That was a short one. Thank God. Don't have much to say to it. As I said, we're reading this all for the reputation of God. I've said this before, using animals and plants for your own vendettas, this and that, and pointing out things that, oh yeah, oh they have this and they have that. I'm just saying. And that's just wrong. And I don't know why anybody would go for that. Yes? If I take a picture next to a plant that people consider poisonous, yes, so I'm suddenly become poisonous. Suddenly what I have to say, oh, that plant's poisonous, so that person's, whatever she has to say or he has to say, must also contain poison. That's kind of what it is, right? And that's ridiculous. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to share this morning. Yes, believe the people you should believe. And the ones that are trying to make you believe things that are just, as I said, look at them and go, I'm not sure you're not the one that's trustworthy. Why are you trying to... And that goes for many different areas. But we can talk about that another time, because we spent enough time here. As I said, always something to share. Are you seeing all my new pictures back here? Yes. They are all my oldest granddaughters, but she was much younger with some of them when she drew them than she is now. But I found them in a drawer, and I thought, oh, they're too pretty to be in a drawer. My whole place here has all things that I care very much about. No, they didn't cost a lot of money. They're not from famous people. Oh, wait. Of course they are. Everything in here. And it come from famous people, if it's not done by me. Which are my children and my grandchildren. And friends. And they are the most famous people in my life. Oh, something to consider to all the fake fanfarte out there. Yes, to people you don't even know. You can enjoy their products, you can enjoy their songs, you can enjoy their acting, this and that. But they shouldn't be your most famous people. Right? Yes? Oh, don't believe me. And I think if we would actually acknowledge the talents of these people, rather than what they look like, and then idolize them, maybe their life would be a bit better too. and the drama that surrounds these people constantly might just take a little bit of a hit. Yes, they could live a peaceful life as well, rather than this hyped up stuff that, again, if the people didn't want it, it wouldn't exist. It wouldn't have gotten so out of control. Yes? Find your most famous people in your own surroundings. Aren't these paintings beautiful? I do. I love them. Okay. But I love them because of what? May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you, guide you, and embrace you with love. Eldritch, my dearest brother in faith, I love you. Let's keep praying. Yes. And I will talk to y'all another time.